フロントウィング。グリザイアの果実。
Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well today. So, well, clearly we are back with Fruit of Grisaia. If that was not obvious. Most of this week, of the 5 days I'm streaming this week, 3 of them are Fruit of Grisaia. Because, oh my god, there's still a lot of game to go to before I get to, you know, an actual route, so... I'm probably gonna have to try to do this. Do an entire week of Grisaia, entire week of something else, and then back to it, just so I can get more of this game done. So, holy shit, this is still Act 1, people. Most of it has been slice of life kind of comedy things, a little bit of serious here and there. Like yesterday, we had kind of that chat with Michiru. And she just dropped the whole bomb, what happens when you die kind of thing. It would be easier if you knew. It's like, damn. Sure, we immediately turned it around and made it kind of a joke. Mostly because of good old Kitty Meow. Previously on... Nah, forget it, you know where we are. And Nick. And then after that point... After that, we had, we were tailing Sachi. Yumiko followed us along, despite her initially being like, yeah, that's weird, you know? I mean, she was also tailing us rather poorly. And then suddenly joined us in tailing Sachi, just kind of watching her walk through town. Then Yumiko left us, and we just kept following Sachi, and found out she was feeding a cat. A different cat from Kitty Meow, mind you. This is a separate cat that was found in town. She comes by every now and again and feeds it. And she actually did kind of want to keep the cat, but the rules for the school say she can't. Right when we were kind of asking her, do you want to have the cat? First she's like, no, it's really selfish of her. She shouldn't have something like that. It's like, whoa, that came the fuck out of nowhere. But after we rephrased the question, saying, if you were able to have the cat with you, would you want it? Right before we assumed she was going to say yes, one of the kids in town she knows said he was allowed to take the cat. His mom was okay with it, so she gave up the cat rather, you know, not wholeheartedly. She wanted to keep the damn thing. So we got a little bits more about Sachi there, too. So we're more or less continuing on from that point. Excuse me. And see how it goes. And also, yes, we finally got a choice last stream. It meant nothing. It meant absolutely nothing in the long run. It only took how many streams to get to a choice, and it was a meaningless choice. It was either help Sachi pick up her groceries, or wait and see what happens. I chose wait and see what happens. She picked him up, no problem. Then went to the cat scene. I'm gonna assume if we went and helped her pick him up, we would have immediately went to the cat anyway. So yeah, that's a thing. Alright, so we are going to continue on and see where this crazy train takes us. Whose route would you want anyway? Right now I'm kinda leaning toward Michiru. I honestly want to know why she puts on the whole tsundere act. And then plus her real deep thinking question of what happens when you die kind of thing really kind of got to me there. It's like, yeah, that's really fucking deep and came the fuck out of nowhere for her character. So yeah, leaning toward Michiru so far. I'm mostly happy to get anything that isn't just Amane and Machina, because I'm getting a lot of them so far, and I'm just kind of like, can I see someone else, please? Watch, I'll probably just jinx myself, and they're gonna be the ones I see immediately. Alright, loading up the save. let's go. There are many kinds of heroes in this world. The famous heroes who really existed, like Jeanne d'Arc, the female commander who broke the deadlock of the 100 Years' War. The heroes of legend, like Heracles of Greek mythology, who carried out 12 great labors and fought the forces of chaos in the Gigantomachy. Well, what the hell? Okay, that's a big word I didn't expect. Even the small heroes whose names are quickly forgotten, like the anonymous man who selflessly protected a young girl from vicious stray dogs. But among all the varieties of heroes, the admiration of children is mostly reserved for the super category. Composed of flashy characters who use special powers to fight for justice in comic books and television shows. Originally, a superhero was supposed to protect the weak and crush evil, but these days, matters aren't quite so clear-cut. It seems mysterious superheroes with unclear motives have come into fashion. I learned of their existence not too long after entering my new school. When I arrived at the 3rd floor, having decided to finish my laundry early, I find Sachi and Makina screaming at each other about food. Thigh meat! Thigh meat!
登場するなり自分のフェチを力強く連呼。これはさすがに予想できませんでした。さすが風見さんです。
I mean, who doesn't like a nice set of thighs? You know, thick thighs save lives. But, damn. Sachi, what the fuck? No, you two seem to be discussing your lunch menus, so I was trying to play along.
おかず？なんで？
You were screaming about fatty tuna and spare ribs, right? Weren't you arguing over your meal plans?
あ、いえ、それは違います。私たちは今、マグロマンごっこに身を投じていた最中だったのよさ。
Tuna fish man. Tuna fish man, is it? I've been hearing that name fairly frequently since entering this school. Since it ends with man, odds are he's some kind of superhero. The tuna fish part is slightly harder to decipher. Perhaps it's the nickname of a hardened warrior? A man so tough that even under the harshest enemy interrogation, he stays cold and inert as a dead fish? Or maybe he's a socially conscious superhero, fighting back against the environmental consequences of tuna overfishing?
お兄ちゃん、お兄ちゃん、急に黙り込んで、また太もものこと考えてたの？
I mean, nothing beats a good set of thighs. No, I was pondering a little about this tuna fish man character.
もしかしてお兄ちゃん、マグロマン知らないの？
Afraid not. I first heard the name quite recently.
それは由々しき問題かもしれません。いわゆる普通の生活をしていれば、一度は耳に入ってきてもいいカルチャーですから。
Oh my god.
そう、マグロマンは今や学校のテストはもちろん政治家の演説にまで登場するマストフェイマスなヒーローなのよ。
I'm sorry, what? My thoughts exactly, Yuji. Say... what?
マキちゃんの言ってることは少し大げさですが、少なくともここ三島崎ではかなりの人気キャラクターになっています。
Ah, he's a local hero. That's a big thing in Japan. Local superheroes. Obviously all for the kids and whatnot. But still. I think that's kind of cool. Just having kind of your own little, your town's own, like, local superhero that comes around during events and whatnot. Like, that's interesting. And not just someone who dresses up in, say, like, just a Spider-Man suit or Batman or whatnot. This is, like, our own designed hero. So they're truly, like, a one-of-a-kind kind of thing. Also helps protect from the copyright. I see. In my previous school, I usually had my hands full with my studies, so my knowledge of popular culture may be somewhat lacking at the moment.
それなら一度実際にご覧になってみてはいかがでしょう。
Is that possible?
はい、マグロマンはいわゆる日曜朝のテレビヒーローですから、あと5分ほどでちょうど放送が始まります。
Sunday morning TV superhero.
うん、マグロマンごっこ30分延長しちゃったから。もうサッチンのサービスの良さについついプレイを延長したのが肌になったのよさ。
This tuna fish man is still something of a mystery to me. But apparently, he's a compelling enough character to make a surreal game like that addictive.
というわけで、私たちはこれからロビーのテレビでマグロマンを視聴するのですが、風見さんも一緒にいかがですか？
Just do it, bruh. I've watched Super Sentai, aka Japanese Power Rangers. I watched 2 full seasons on a weekly basis. And then I got too bogged down with other stuff, and the other seasons after that didn't intrigue me as much. But I've done it. I've technically watched kid shows. Still. I mostly did that in college. At least trying to keep up with the lore of current Power Rangers, just to find out what the hell is going on. Totally off topic, I don't care. I choose. Current Power Rangers, controlled by Hasbro, they decided to bring back Lord Zed from the original 3 seasons. That's pretty swag. He's just as much of a threat, and they even acknowledged that way back when, the Power Rangers never actually beat him. It took a literal miracle just to turn him good. And now it's just the pure evil of him is just back, more or less. So, hope you like that, kids. You like seeing a man with no skin, exposed brains, and tubing all over him on your screens? Because if so, say hi to Lord Zed. Which, looking back, that is metal as fuck for a kid's show. The dude is exposed muscle, metal skeletal crap all over him, tubing with fluids going through, brain on full display. Like, Jesus Christ. Why? We went from a witch to, I don't know, something straight out of fucking Silent Hill. No wonder parents complained. There's my kind of random diatribe about that. I think I will. If this character's as famous as you say, it might be best to at least have a passing familiarity with the show.
風見さんならそう言っていただけると思っていました。お兄ちゃんも視聴者になったからには放送時間に遅れないようにダッシュで1階に向かうのよ。
Right.
サッチ急いで電源オンにするのよさ。
Sachi dives toward the television set like a runner stealing home and mashes the power button. A commercial for a snack food I recognize from my childhood fills the television screen.
7時59分ギリギリセーフなのよさ。やっぱりあらすじもちゃんと見ないとね。
Judging from the childlike sparkle in their eyes as they settle on the sofa, it would seem these two really are looking forward to the show. My curiosity piqued, I turned my attention back to the television.
これまでの鮮魚超人マグロマンは
Fresh fish, Superman, tuna fish man. Aura, you don't have to send bits. Thank you, though. How you doing, Aura? Sorry I kind of went quiet in your streams. I was just really tired. And I think I ended up nodding off, too, like, entirely. How's your morning going? Oh, man. Drank the tea too fast. Yeah, morning, morning, Aura. Drank the tea too fast. The only solution was more tea. Good on a vacation day? Nice, nice. Those are always good. I could probably use a few more of those, even though we just opened up again, but the 3 days we've been open, I ended up working all 3 of the days. This tuna fish man is brought to you by sushi. Did we make you hungry yet? That's my secret, Nick. I'm always hungry. Alright, let's see where this takes us. I'm gonna miss not working a full week. Hey, sometimes you need a break. I could use less work at, multiple days in a row. I like my days off. I like to relax. I'm not used to working yet again, even though I was only off for 3 weeks, but still, everything hurts. Also, this weird battle cry thing, I'm assuming a foot soldier type character is doing. That is 100% a reference to Kamen Rider. With the Shocker Combat Men, they go hee all the time. I don't know why. That's just something they do. They don't even talk. They just do that. Working 4 days feels so good. Yeah, Saturday morning TV superhero. 2 of these characters love to watch. Granted, they're also very young, too. I just have to live with that. So let's see what we got with Fresh Fish Superman, Tuna Fish Man.
B 遠く藤沢の地から世界征服を企んで早3ヶ月
General Spare Ribs.
まずは浜ヶ瀬神社とかいう今にも潰れそうな神社から牛タン屋に変えてやろうと思ったら乱暴な巫女のせいでひどい目にあったび。どこかにもっと征服しやすそうなところはないのかび。
B それでしたら この三星町などいかがでしょうか。
Yeah, we got a little cartoon in the video game.
三星町。それはどんな町なんだビ？
B 西伊豆にあるひなびた温泉街らしいのですが、リピート率の高い老舗旅館があるそうです。
ビ。それはいいことを聞いたビ。じゃあ次はその旅館を焼肉激安食べ放題の店にしてやるビ。
I mean, I like barbecue restaurants. I like beef and whatnot. I wouldn't mind an all-you-can-eat barbecue restaurant. I think we have one still in town. I'll have to look up whether they actually are still in business or not. I wish they were, because there's a hell of a buffet with multiple different types of meats. I loved it. And also a lot of hot sauces. What's with this freak? Why is he wearing that cheap-looking mask?
かぶり物言うな。あれは焼肉帝国でいっちゃ偉い人のカルビ将軍、マグロマンの宿敵なのよさ。カルビをモチーフにしたカルビ将軍とマグロをモチーフにしたマグロマンが戦っている。
I didn't know beef ribs had beef with tuna. I didn't know that was a competing market.
まさに肉と魚のぶつかり合い。子供たちの理解度に合わせた実にわかりやすい設定です。
Sorry, but is there some point to staging a battle between meat and fish?
いえ、ないと思います。
I see. As I tilt my head in puzzlement at their explanation, the program's theme song begins to play. It's a full song.
ところでさっち、この CD ってもう発売してたっけ？確かまだ発売日すら告知されてなかったはずだけど。だとしたら制作者サイドは一体何をやってるのよさ。出せばミリオンヒット間違いなしの神曲なのに。いい曲だってことには同意するけど、さすがにミリオンは難しいんじゃないかな。
General is the lamest superhero since the electrocution. I mean, that was just a joke to begin with. The real world can be a heartless place, especially when it comes to music about fish-themed superheroes.
ここが三星町です、将軍。
ビ、それならまずは老舗旅館の場所を調べるビ。
What am I even...
もう急がないとメロンパンが売り切れるって言ったのはナナノちゃんでしょ。
ナイスタイミングだビ。あの小娘たちから旅館の場所を聞き出すビ。
ビ
メロンパンじゃないよ、マンゴーメロンパンだよ。はいはい。
ちょっとすみません。ここら辺に人気の老舗旅館があるって聞いたんですが。
Are we gonna trust the man that looks like a cow?
はい。黒田旅館なら私の家の隣です。ってカルビ将軍？
And you just know who the fuck that is?
ビ？そこの娘、もしかして我々のことを知っているのかビ？
知ってるも何も、毎週欠かさず見てます。
Huh?
そうかビ、そうかビ。いつの間にか我々も有名人になったものだビ。
ビ
って言っても私は知らないし、ただの変質者じゃないの？
変質者とは失礼なび。私は焼肉帝国のカルビ将軍だび。
ああ、一応これ名刺です。
Of course he has a card.
ああ、要するになんとか将軍役ってことね。
ビビ、ヒーローものの禁句を口にするとは最近の子供は夢がないび。それならさっさと旅館の場所を教えるび。
でもカルビ将軍は黒田旅館の場所を聞いてどうするつもりなんですか？
それはもちろん旅館の経営権を奪って大型の焼肉食べ放題店に改装してやるべ。
Can I see Tuna Fish Man now, please?
そんなのダメだよ。だったら私旅館の場所を絶対に教えないんだから。
こしゃくな。それなら貴様を人質にしてこっちの娘から聞き出すだけだび。
大丈夫ななのちゃん。必要ならすぐに警察へ電話するけど。
警察とか夢のないこと言うなび。
大丈夫だよレンゲちゃん。私たちには力強い正義の味方がついてるからね。
Asegi no Mikata. I picked that out. Any Fate fan knows a joke about Asegi no Mikata. What does that mean?
正義の味方？
ビビ。
それはまさか。
そのまさかなんだよ。助けてー、マグロマン。
ビ
ビー。
何も起こってないみたいだけど。焦っちゃダメだよレンゲちゃん。マグロマンは駆けつけるのに時間がかかるんだから。
He needs time to get here.
へえ、そうなんだ。
えいえいえい、魚だけにえい。
This is not what I was expecting.
うわ、変なの来た。しかも徒歩で。変なのじゃないよ。あれが正義の味方、マグロマンだよ。
Can the wet footsteps stop? Also, he's wearing slippers.
なんかものすっごい息切れしてるけど。
There's a fish out of water.
マグロマンは CO2 を排出する乗り物を一切使わない。
Oh my
エコな正義の
god.
味方だからね。
鮮魚超人マグロマン。
これが正義の味方ね。
Wow, I love how there's a character even in this, like, this is a hero?
ビビ、出たなマグロマン。
よいしょ。
Salmon boy? Ah, his sidekick is Tilapia Tom.
ああ、正義の味方が現れたら人質は解放してくれるんだ。へへ、そこはほらお約束ってやつなんだよ。
この世に甲骨魚類の助けを求める声がある限り。
Oh my
人
god.
間は霊長類なんだけどね。細かいことは気にしちゃダメなんだよ。
いつも我々の邪魔をするマグロマンめ、今日こそ決着をつけてやるべ。
望むところだ。
頑張れー、マグロマン。
ではこちらから行くぞ。うおー、魚だけにうおー。
What am I looking at?
はあ、
Mackerel Jr.
くらえ赤身赤身。
This man is throwing himself.
よし、今日もネタの鮮度は十分なようだな。
こしゃくな。ならばこちらはこれだび。ハラミハラミハラミ。
Hey. These things just started ripping their own stomachs out and throwing their flesh at each other.
これがマグロマンとカルビ将軍の戦いなんです。自分の身を削らなければ本当の勝利は得られない。マグロマンたちはその身をもって現実の厳しさを教えてくれているのよさ。
I see. For a show that's supposedly easy for children to understand, this grim fatalism seems slightly out of place. Perhaps this program has an unexpectedly nuanced message beneath its bizarre surface?
先週契約した和歌山県産の備長炭で炙った贅沢ハラミの味はどうだび。
この焼き加減、匂い、思わず食欲をそそられて力が。
やけどは平気なんだ。
どうしたび。マグロマン、こっちにはまだロースもタンも残っているび。
Oh, but do not.
そう、このままでは。
どうしようレンゲちゃん、マグロマンのピンチだよ。え、ピンチなのこれ。
フィッシュッシュ、そんなに心配しなくても大丈夫。私にはまだこれがある。
それは
び。パワーアップしたハラミ攻撃をなんとかしのぎ、渾身の必殺技を繰り出そうとするマグロマン。しかしそれを待ち受けるカルビ将軍の不敵な笑みの意味とは。
ここで CM なのよ。今日は珍しくいきなりマグロマンのピンチだったね。まさか肉の鮮度じゃなく肉を焼く火の方を変えてくるとは思わなかったのよさ。和歌山さんか。
マグロマン、
本物と同じように動く、光る、震える。これで君もマグロマン。マグロマン変身ベルトセットカミングスーン。
Oh my god. Yeah. Buy the Tuna Fish Man Rider belt. I have rider belts. Maybe one day I'll put fresh batteries in these things and show them off on stream. I don't know. And then there's just a fucking gun.
何この素敵商品。欲しい。もう今すぐ欲しいのよさ。
Hold on a second. I don't care if you want the toy, but did I miss something here? I didn't see a single transformation sequence in this show.
そういえばマグロマンはいつも登場した瞬間から変身しています。というよりベルトなんてしてなかった気がするのよさ。
Then what's that just like the real thing supposed to mean?
よしサッチン、今日の放送が終わったら変身ベルトについて早速リサーチしておくのよさ。わかった。
くらえ、トロトロ。
臭いび。生臭いび。
どうだ、 筋の少ない腹紙部分のトロは格別だろう。
確かに脂の乗った上質な部位だが、それだけだび。
なんだと。
まさかトロが効いてない？
それもそのはず。このトロはいつもの大間産クロマグロではなく、赤道近くで取れたメバチマグロのものだびな。
記録的な酷暑で海水温度が上昇し、漁獲高さえ激減しなければ
ビービービービー。伊達に同じ技を何度も食らっているわけではないビ
威張っていうことじゃないけどね。
くそ、ヒーローとしての力を得ても甲骨魚類である私では自然の力に勝てないのか。
Is he suddenly gonna pull out a fucking rider belt?
っていうか、マグロマンは魚じゃないわよね。足生えてるし。
魚
じゃないわよ。
娘にまで突っ込まれるとはいい君だび。
CO2 さえ CO2 の排出量さえ削減できれば。
おっと、環境問題への愚痴もそこまでだび。最後はこっちの必殺技を食らってもらうび。それカルビー。
大丈夫マグロマン。
What even?
私は大丈夫だが、このままでは善良な市民が営む旅館が焼肉店になってしまう。
頑張ってマグロマン。黒田旅館は三星町の顔でもあるんだから。
しかし私はすでに投げられる部分の身は全て使ってしまっている。
Your eyes? I don't know.
確かにお腹が骨ばっかりになっちゃってるよ。投げる部位ならまだあるじゃない。だってほら、よく魚屋さんとかでも売ってるあれがまだ残ってるでしょ。
それはまさか。
何をこそこそ話しているび。さっさと諦めておとなしく焼肉帝国の焼肉屋で働くび。
What's wrong, Aura? This is just a cow and a tuna fish throwing themselves at each other. All for the entertainment and education of children. What even?
それはできない。
備長炭の力でパワーアップした渾身のカルビ攻撃を受けてまだ立ち上がるだと。
母なる海の恵みと少女の知恵を得て、私は今新しい力を得た。
新しい力？
くらえ、マグロマンの新必殺技。中落ち。
Literally the scraps of tuna. Oh my god.
バカだ。まさか中落ちだと。
しかもセカミ部分からそぎ取った最高級の中落ち。その味は格別だ。
確かにご飯が進みそうだび。
さあ、それが分かったらおとなしく藤沢に帰るのだ。
不本意だがここは一度撤退した方が良さそうだび。だが世界征服の野望はまだ諦めたわけではないび。
あ、変質者が逃げた。
これでここにいるのは紳士のみとなったわけだ。
いや、あんたも十分変質者なんだけどね。でもすごいよ。 あのカルビ将軍を追い返したんだもん。さすがマグロマンなんだよ。
フィッシュッシュッシュ、少女の応援があってこそだ。そして理髪な少女、今回は君の助言にも助けられた。ありがとう。
Yeah, my thoughts exactly, Nick.
ああ、はいはい、ご苦労様。
うん。それでは君たちもマグロの乱獲にはくれぐれも気をつけるようにな。
大丈夫、私たちにはどうにもできない問題だから。マグロマンもまた次の町を守ってくださいね。
もちろんだ。ああ、それと残ったこの中落ちは君たちが美味しくいただいてくれ。
いいんですか？
ああ、安心のお昼12時以降に作りましたシールも貼っておいた。
Oh my god.
はーい、こんなに贅沢なおかずがもらえるなんて、お兄ちゃんもきっと喜びます。食べるんだ、それ。
こうして今日もマグロマンの活躍により焼肉帝国の野望は阻まれた。
This is a slight against people who enjoy barbecue, so... Boo! I like beef. I like tenderloin. I also like tuna. Give me both.
だがこの世にカルビ将軍がいる限り本当の平和は訪れない。走れマグロマン、戦えマグロマン。この世に甲骨魚類の助けを求める声がある限り。
攻撃の際に使用された魚と牛肉はスタッフが美味しくいただきました。オッケー、お決まりの文句も入って今日も完璧な出来だったのよさ。
10 years later, congratulations, Tuna Man. You got my food. So that's a complete story then?
新必殺技も見れて私的には大満足な内容だったのよ。私も今日の展開には鳥肌が立ちました。
So today's episode was one of the so-called heart-pounding, edge-of-your-seat variety. Apparently.
それで風見さん、初めてご覧になったマグロマンはいかがでしたか？ああ、それは私も気になっていたところなのよさ。
Let's see. It's a little difficult to put into words, but... all said and done, it was definitely not a boring experience. It's no lie to say I found the setting and plot truly... thought-provoking.
そう、マグロマンは毎回実に見応えのある30分を提供してくれるのよさ。もし興味を持たれたようでしたら、こちらに今までの放送を取りだめた DVD がありますので、よろしければ。
No thanks, no thanks. You're well prepared.
委員長ですから。
I see. You can take the class rep out of the classroom, but it seems you can't take the zealous devotion to service out of the class rep.
三島崎にも来てくれないかな、マグロマン。そしたらサインをもらうの？
No, she'd probably say, give me your tuna. Like, just start ripping out your body and give it to me. I want to eat.
そうだ、いつマグロマンが来てもいいように色紙とサインペンを買っておかなきゃいけないのよさ。
Is he usually gonna dress up as Tuna Fish Man at some point? Is he gonna put on a giant goddamn fish costume? I feel like that's gonna happen.
あ、待ってマキちゃん、それなら私のロッカーに。
An ordinary low-budget television show just inspired a shut-in girl to vigorous action. If you look at it that way, children's superheroes might have more redeeming value than immediately meets the eye.
あれこんなところで何やってるの
Oh, great. Nothing much. Up until a minute ago, I was watching a show with Sachi and Makina.
へえ、ユージがあの子たちとテレビを見るなんて珍しいじゃん。
True enough. There was something I'd been a little curious about for a while. Those two were educating me.
ふん、なるほどね。
Incidentally, Amane, tuna is good stuff, isn't it?
ごめん、あんた唐突に何言ってるの
Well, I was pondering the topic of seafood, and the thought just popped into my head.
思考ね。
Anyway, if I asked for a Negatoro bowl right now, could you maybe make one? Yeah, okay, he's got tuna on the mind.
あれあれ、ユージが私に頼み事なんて急にどうしたの
I'm aware it's pretty unusual coming from me. But the fact is, I've developed a sudden craving for fatty tuna.
何がユージをそこまで駆り立てるのかが気になるけど、まあいいか。
That's how it is. The kids watch it for the entertainment. The adults end up having forced to watch it and now want to buy the tuna from the local supermarkets. That's how it works. That's advertising.
あんたが私に甘えてくれることってめったにないし、今日はお姉さんが愛情を込めてネギトロ丼を作ってあげましょう。
Yeah, I appreciate it. Fresh fish Superman, tuna fish man. An eccentric superhero, decidedly unlike any other I've known. But if the spirit of justice burning in his tasty breast can inspire the hopes and dreams of two girls in this dorm, well, in a world that's already overflowing with tales of heroism, one more can hardly hurt.
Hi, もしもし。
Okay, we're getting some time with Yumiko, I guess.
そうですか。今日。どうせ、勝手に来て勝手に喋って勝手に帰るのでしょ。私には関係ありません。
The hell?
では。
Sunday afternoon is a lazy time full of freedom, but for some reason, it also seems to inspire a deep melancholy in many people. I guess feeling a little down about the approach of Monday is understandable, but why waste the free time you have left by sinking into sentimental ennui? It's a very Japanese thing. Because of my occupation, I made a lot of friends overseas, where they tend to enjoy their days off without any of the gloom. To quote, "Why think about that crap when there's partying to do? Wahaha!" Probably as a result of spending so much time with those guys, I'm not the type who gets depressed or wistful on my days off. But among my classmates at this school, there seems to be a few who suffer from the typical Japanese late weekend blues. I can understand in theory, but it's honestly pretty hard to empathize. Word. Can I speak today? Machina practically skips down the road, playing with a strange keychain. At a glance, it looks like a pretty plain little figurine. Is that thing really as rare as all that?
マグロマンキーホルダーシリーズナンバー14
Oh my
港湾作
god.
業者 A
Keychains Harbor Worker A. Oh my god.
大きなズタ袋を背負う姿のリアリティが実に見事な一品なのよさ。
Tuna Fish Man again? I gotta keep an eye out on that one. I'd been training my body as I usually do on the weekends, but Machina persistently hung around, pestering me to take her to the shopping district by the station. So here we are. Lately, the girl's been fruitatively buying toys like this whenever she goes out with me. Probably because Amane gets mad when she wastes too much money on stupid crap. Hey, if it makes her happy, let her get it. My gun block collection. That word I cannot say before. Emphasize. I can't speak. God almighty. Don't mention this to Amane. She'll get cranky at me for encouraging your bad habits.
言わせておけばいい。嫉妬に狂う女につける薬はないさ。
Throw a line from some daytime soap opera at me, will you? Amane really needs to stop watching that crap. No wonder she thinks like a 50-year-old.
お兄ちゃんが言ってたことなのよさ。
What? Me? Having assumed the bad influence of the dirty old lady Machina lives with was responsible for that line. I'm flustered to find the finger pointed at me instead. Machina narrows her eyes to slits and turns to me with a smirk.
小娘の言葉遣いの原因を他人に転嫁しようと思ったらとんだやぶ蛇だったのよさ。
Jesus Christ.
お兄ちゃんも口の利き方には気をつけた方がいいのよ。
Oh my god. Apparently quite pleased about having cut me down to size, Machina cheerfully jogs on ahead of me. Amane and the others did say that my behavior has been influencing Machina, but hearing it outright from the girl herself is a bit of a shock. Seems I really do need to watch my step. I don't get it. In the workplace, I was considered something of a moral exemplar.
あれお兄ちゃん、あれ何なの？
Machina suddenly stops a few steps ahead of me and points down the street. 100 meters or so ahead, there's something unusual enough to halt even Machina's momentum. In front of Mishima Cape Station, a cordon of jet black luxury cars has blocked off the road where the local buses usually stop. 10 odd men wearing suits mill about the area, talking into cell phones, restlessly checking their watches, or discussing something in small groups. For Yakuza, they're too white-collar. They don't have the intimidating, aggressive body language characteristic of gangsters. That said, this bunch aren't exactly inviting either. Most people would probably give them just as wide a berth.
何なのよさ、あれ。
Don't know. But whoever they are, they're not anyone we want to get involved with.
どうしてわかるのよ？
If they were friendly, respectable guys, they wouldn't block the road in such a nakedly intimidating way.
そうよね。ちょっと怖い。
I haven't often seen Machina admit to being frightened like this. The girl's brave enough to grab snakes and centipedes with her bare hands. Sorry. But something about that group seems to be bothering her quite strongly. She's obviously very uncomfortable. No reason to hang around here. Alright, I think it's time we head back. Instead of those guys, maybe you should be worrying about the homework you haven't even started?
それを知りたくないからこうして駅まで散歩に出てたのにお兄ちゃんは非常なのよさ。
Yeah. Don't just stand there. Let's get moving.
ふぐぐ。
As Machina holds her head in her hands and moans, I poke her in the back, urging her down the street toward the dorm. As she finally starts to walk, I shoot a quick glance back toward the station area. The group of men in business suits has come to attention, facing the ticket gate in apparent anticipation. Just now, a special express train seems to be pulling in. The station employees are running around making preparations of some sort. Some sort of big shot arriving?
お兄ちゃん、まだ駅の方見てるの？
Machina looks up at me with a distinctively uneasy expression. It's nothing. Don't worry. I ruffle Machina's hair gently and do my best to reassure her. We walk back to the school, still a little tense from our encounter with the mysterious group.
二人ともおかえりなさい。
When I enter the dorm with Machina, Sachi turns to greet us with her usual smile. It may be the weekend, but apparently she's decided to spend it scrubbing the hallways clean. As always, our maid's zeal for her duties knows no bounds. Yo.
帰ったのよさ。はい、風見さんもマキちゃんも無事で何よりです。お風呂が沸いていますので、ご希望でしたらどうぞ。
Hot bath in our rooms or in the grand bathroom? If that's the case, Machina, you go first, and I will go in once you leave. Don't need none of that right now at all, please. Not this early in the game. It's been... How many hours have I already put into this?
セーブするわ。
12 hours? I'm gonna save for... No, that's just when I save. Damn it! It won't even tell me how long I've done this!
それとも少し早いですが、夜のお供をした方がいいでしょうか。
Sachi! All of a sudden, I seem to have developed a ferocious headache. I press a hand to my forehead and close my eyes, but can't suppress a bitter grimace. Machina is one thing, but Sachi too? Where did we go so wrong?
一体なんでこうなってしまったんだって顔してるのよさ、お兄ちゃん。
Oh Christ, she can read our face. Don't go reading my inner monologue. What did you do to Sachi? This is your fault, I assume?
知らね。いいからちょっと試してみなって。実に都合のいいビッチメイドに仕上がってんぞ。
come again? I need a minute to process this. I've made her into a super convenient slutty maid. Might as well take her for a test drive. Oh my god. I'd like to remind everyone I chose this game without knowing what happens in it. I am kicking myself. Listen to me when I'm talking to you. Also, don't turn people into slutty maids. Unless they want to be. Unless they want to be turned into a slutty maid. It's all about consent. But this is just fucking weird. Because she's the one doing it, apparently.
マキちゃんが言うんです。メイドたるもの、すべての面においての奉仕が必
Oh,
要
for
だと。
God's sakes.
私はそれを聞いて、ハッとした思いでした。今までのメイドはあくまで上面をなぞっただけだったと気づかされたのです。
Oh my god. That's complete nonsense. Stop dancing on Makina's strings.
尽くしましょう。皆さんのためなら。
Oh my god.
それが命令とあらば、望まれるのならば、風見さんに性的なサービスをすることもやぶさかではございません。この小峰幸、いつでも捧げ。
I interrupt Sachi's outrageous proposal, grabbing her firmly by the scruff of the neck and lifting her off the ground. What the f- With the other hand, I seize the miscreant who's been putting troublesome ideas in her head. My prey dangling from both hands, I bellow loudly enough for the entire dorm to hear. Get out here, Amane! Amane!
何よもう、お夕飯の準備してたとこなのに。
Amane appears in no time at all. Still gripping a potato in one hand, she favors me with a look of undisguised annoyance. Hey, I'm a little concerned about something here. These girls are getting worse by the day. Might that possibly be my fault?
はあ？そりゃ、あんたのせいでしょ？思いっきり。
I see. I had a sense such a crisis might be approaching after Makina's words earlier, but it's still something of a blow to the face my fears made reality. Oh, a blow to face my fears in reality, whatever.
マキナもさっちゃんも、ユージが来て以来、どんどん口も性格も悪くなっているというか。上の口は悪くなろうとも、下はこう、いい具合に。
No!
痛いのよさ DV なのよさとまあこうなったのも明らかにあんたのせい
What the fuck is this game? Yeah, she obviously picked that nonsense just now from an old man, and I guess that means me. Sorry, I've seen the error of my ways.
もうかなわんわ
Amane answers in exasperated Kansai dialect. She seems to have concluded that my repentance isn't going to produce any real results, and I guess she's probably right. But I'm now firmly convinced that my behavior has been a bad influence on my two younger classmates. I'll try to tone down the guy talk and stick to nice, harmless chats about pasta. Or whatever.
あれ、なんで今日はみんな集まってんの？何かあったんだっけ？
Hey, Amane. We have one here that doesn't seem to have been influenced by me in the least. Can I use her as mitigating evidence?
なりうるとユージが思うんだったら説明の機会だけは与えるけど。
Sorry, impossible. I throw myself at the mercy of the court.
何よ。なんかよくわかんないけど、多分バカにされたのよね。そうよね。バカじゃないわよ。はい、みちる様は大丈夫です。今の疑問の答えはともかくとして大丈夫です。ともかくじゃねえ。あと根拠も何もないのに大丈夫とか言うな。
In this case, an external influence or two could pretty much only be a good thing. That said, the thought of Michiru remade in the image of Machina sends a cold shiver down my spine. We got nothing but eccentrics in this dorm as it stands. I'd really like to avoid adding that sort of hybrid super pest to the mix.
そういやなんか今日駅前におっかない車が山ほどいたのよさ。
Clinging to Amane, Machina reports the earlier events.
おっかないって何それ。車高が激低いとか、助手席に変なオブジェが回ってるとか、そんなん？
Nah, they weren't freaky scary like something you could see. Like something I could see you driving. Jesus Christ.
ユージの中の私ってそういうキャラなの？ねえ。そういうアマネーの乗りそうなおっかないじゃないのよさ。
Machina!
これもあんたが悪いわよね、ユージ。
Sorry, I've seen the error of my ways.
で、どういうおっかないなの？その車ってのは。黒塗り、超テカテカしてた。窓も真っ黒だった。窓も真っ黒だったら見えないじゃない、外が。みちる様、スモークガラスです。え、何それ？ガラスがいぶされてるの？
God damn it. Michiru, stop talking for a while.
なんでよ、スモークっていうぐらいだから合ってるでしょ。なんで違うのよ。あんた、スモークサーモンとかスモークチーズとか食べたことないの？
You're making me hungry again.
なんかめんどくさい流れね。要するにエンチュリーとかリクサスとかその手の高級車ってことでしょ。そうなのよさ。あ、そっか、今日。ああ、あんたいつもあれが来るときって朝から寮の中にいたから大名行列のことを知らなかったのね。大名行列？なんなのよさ。
Amane, I've been worried you might be the sort to stealthily hit the bottle in the kitchen when the kids' backs are turned. But things have progressed to the point of visual hallucinations?
だから人をよどみなくスルッとアル中にするな。黒塗り高級車の列を例えたんでしょ。わかるやろそれぐらい。
We're buffeted with the roars of Kansai-inflected rage. However, I've already tuned Amane out. I'm currently wondering about the one conspicuous absence from our group. By the way, I haven't seen Sakaki today. She out again?
ってユージってその辺のことも全然聞いてないの？
I don't know what stuff you're referring to. What does Sakaki's absence have to do with your alcoholism?
アル中から離れろや。今日はですね、その
At my side, Sachi hesitantly begins to speak, but quickly falters to a stop. What? Should I not have asked?
いや、別にまずいってことでもないんだけどね。
Let me guess, her father's in town? For once, even Michiru has something of a restrained expression on her face.
今日、榊さんがいないのはあれよ。授業参観だから。
Her parents are visiting the school? Even though it's a Sunday?
日曜だからよ。
What?
大名行列でいらっしゃるのよ。気まぐれでね。今回は電車で、そうですか。それで駅の方へいらっしゃって。はい、わかりました。では予定通りですね。はい、由美子さんは寮におりますので、学園にはいらっしゃらん。すみません、来客のようで。はいはい、では30分後に。はい、どうぞ。
Here I was, thinking the job of a principal consisted solely of signing off on paperwork. Seems I was mistaken. I owe you an apology.
ただ電話してたってだけで仕事してるって思われるとか、本当にバカにされてるとしか思えないんだけど。
Anyway, there's something I wanted to ask you about.
まあいいわ。とりあえずマナーとしてドアぐらい閉めてくれないかしら。
Oops, sorry about that. After swinging the overly ornate door shut, I wander over to the espresso machine and pour out 2 cups of coffee. I set the cups down on the table. Just the sort of dignified slab of wood you'd expect a raging giant monkey to fling dramatically through some window. Then take my seat on a sofa. Why would you describe the table like that? Why?
自分の部屋並みに手慣れてきたわね。
The principal grumbles a bit at my confident movements, but nonetheless sits down across from me without being asked.
それで話っていうのは？
Amane told me there's a parent-teacher conference taking place today.
授業参観。ああ、なるほど。そういうことね。
I think you're aware, but it's the weekend. There are no classes for anyone to sit in on, and there shouldn't be any teachers here to have a conference with. Weirdly enough, but on top of it all, you're at the school for some reason.
休みの日なのにね。
Also, there was a clump of expensive jet black cars sticking out like a sore thumb around the station this afternoon. And finally,
最後に？
I haven't seen Sakaki all day. I don't know much of anything about her background, but that aloof attitude makes me think her family environment is probably unusual. Judging from the way the others reacted, all of this seems to be connected. Am I on the right track?
そうさんたちは教えてくれなかったの？
It's a private matter, after all. I didn't feel comfortable dragging it out of them, so I came over to get the story from a more official source.
そう。
The principal lets out a single sigh and stands up from the sofa. Opening a desk drawer, she takes out a brochure, then returns it and drops it on the desk in front of me. It's the familiar Mihama Academy admissions pamphlet.
これ、あなたがここに来た当初見せたわよね。
Yeah. although I just flipped through it, really. This sort of informational brochure is generally packed with thinly disguised advertising and obtuse legal disclaimers. Either way, it tends to involve a lot of flowery, empty phrases, not genuine facts and figures. I'm not twisted enough to find pleasure in picking out all the lies and half-truths I can find in this sort of thing. This pamphlet in particular was written about this truly bizarre academy of ours. I expect there's more lies than half-truths, and mostly pretty blatant ones at that.
そっか。じゃあここもちゃんとは見ていないわよね。
Principal Tachibana flips the pamphlet open to the first page. Just as I'd expected, it's full of pseudo-poetical sentences describing the school and its mission in highly exaggerated terms. Is there something in... The principal's pointing to the opposite page. On the upper half of the brochure, there's the words Principal Tachibana Chizuru, accompanied by a weirdly formal photo portrait. And then we have the Chairman of the Board of the Trustees, accompanied by a different name. Sakaki Michiaki. So this would be... The principal nods deeply.
そうよ。榊道明氏。偶然同じ名字なんてありえないわよね。
It is okay, yeah, the head of the board of trustees is showing up.
榊さんの父親よ。今日視察にお見えになるの。
See whether they're actually gonna, probably say, is our budget actually going to use? Yes or no?
そろそろ時間ね。
榊道明氏についてあなたはどれぐらい知っているの？
As much as the next guy, no more. Haven't had any reason to look too deeply into him. Sakaki Michiaki is a name you'll find extremely frequently in the papers, magazines, and television news. The East Beach Express Group, owners of a rail network with a prominent line running along the east coast of the Kanto region. As this powerful corporate body's president, it's only natural that he's referenced in the media on a regular basis. On the surface, he's the head of one of the leading Japanese business conglomerates and an extravagant multi-millionaire. And behind the scenes, he's a ruthless tyrant. A heartless tyrant. Why does he ruthless? He's a heartless tyrant, ruthlessly wielding brute force to perpetuate the aggressive expansion of his company's rail network. He doesn't hesitate to shatter the lives of those who stand in his way. In particular, there's a lot of talk about his borderline fraudulent tactics in acquiring land, apparently a legacy of the previous president. Under his leadership, the group has earned a friendlier nickname, Eager Bandit Express. I'm really not particularly interested in that sort of gossip. The fact that I know his name anyway is a decent indication of just how much of an infamous celebrity this man is. Well, that's about the extent of my knowledge. I hope this is the part where you tell me I've gotten the wrong idea about the guy.
マスコミの作り上げた虚像ではなく、本当の彼は好人物でとかね。フィクションならよくある話だけど、残念ながらそれはないわ。
The principal takes a brief sip of her coffee.
その噂通りの彼が時々気まぐれで娘のいるこの学園に視察ということでやってくるの。 表面上は娘に会いに来てるってことになってるんだけど、
He's supposed to be spending time with her, but that's not the case.
会った試しがないわ。これまでに3回彼はここを訪問しているけどね。彼女、榊さんの方から会うのを拒絶しているのよ。
Ooh. There a reason for that?
それを話すには前にも言ったこの学園のできた経緯から話さないといけないわ。そもそもいけない。そろそろいらっしゃるわ。
After stopping the alarm, the principal glances back at me.
今の話また後ででもできるけど聞きたい？
No, I don't think that's a good idea. The man comes all the way here to visit his daughter's school, and then leaves without even meeting her? From that behavior, it's pretty clear the story of Mihama Academy's founding is directly connected to Sakaki's past and family circumstances, even if the principal doesn't spell it out for me. I don't think it would be right to hear any more than this from a third party. I'm sure it involves those complex reasons she has for being here that you were hesitant to talk about last time. That would mean you'd have to tell me things my classmate wants to keep to herself. And if you left the sensitive parts out, I'd end up with half an unpleasant story, which is just as bad.
そう、意外にクラスメート思いなのね。
No, I'm just looking to avoid making my life more complicated than it needs to be. I stand up from the couch and begin to move toward the door.
榊さん、今日は多分寮の屋上にいると思うわ。
But before I can make my exit, the principal's words bring me to a halt.
さっきも言った通り、父親には会おうとしないのは彼女の方なんだけど、部屋にこもりきりで出てこなかったり、その時間だけ外に出ているというわけじゃないの。父親の来るときは決まって寮の屋上から下を見下ろして通り一遍の視察をする父親の姿を見ているわ。
And you're telling me this why?
他の誰も彼女のケアはしてあげられないのよ。あの通りの子だし、他の子たちも近づきにくいし、特に父親の来るときはピリピリしていて近寄りがたいから。その点、あなたは最近榊さんとも交流があるみたいだし。
I don't know where you got that information, but it must be a pretty shaky source. I'm not any closer to Sakaki than any of the others are. If anything, it's the opposite.
そうなの。あなただったら少しは榊さんのケアもしてあげられるかと思ったんだけど。
Act on the basis of wishful thinking, and you'll never get anything done. More importantly, don't you have a VIP to roll out the red carpet for? I'll be leaving now. I sort of sensed this in our previous conversation as well, but the principal seems to be expecting some sort of convenient chemical reaction between me and the other students. Yes, I'm putting in an effort toward creating something like a student life for myself, which means trying to maintain a basic standard of communication with my classmates. But if that were to cross the line, if I were to push my way into their private lives, there's no way it would end well for anyone involved. After all, we're talking about people driven into something very close to an isolation facility. In the worst case scenario, prying could quite literally be a lethal mistake. If I ever get involved in their problems, it's only gonna be when they reach out to me on their own initiative. Since Sakaki hasn't shown any intention to do so, I'm not gonna make the first move. And I'm convinced that's the I'm convinced that's the correct policy. My God, I haven't talked this much in a while. Damn it. That principal never gives me anything but trouble.
そろそろいらっしゃる頃よね。ひとまず寮の周りの掃除は一通り終わりましたが、いつもさっちゃんがやってるように綺麗にしてれば何も言われやしないわよ。挨拶とかした方がいいの？やめといた方がいいと思うよ。あまり人のお父さんを悪く言いたくはないけど、正直いい気分にはならないと思う。あまねって由美子のお父さんに会ったことあるの？うちのお父さん料理人じゃない？だからいろんなところと交流があってね。それであまりいい気分にはならなかったんですね。なんかね、月並みな言い方だけど目が笑ってなかったんだよね、榊さんのお父さん。言葉だけは気持ち悪いぐらいに丁寧だったんだけど。
He was saying stuff that was polite, but he just had like an icy stare. Jesus. Yeah, kind of hard to read someone like that.
にしてもひどいよね。会社があるのかもしんないけど、わざわざ選んで休日にやってきて、しかもそのまま帰っちゃうんでしょ。まあポーズでやってることだからね。
It's all for show.
あまり好きじゃない大人の匂いがするのよさ。だね。まあうちらに会いに来るわけじゃなし、たかだか1時間かそこらなんだからおとなしくしとこ。そういや、ユージはどこ行ったの？さっき学園長のところに行くって言ったきり帰ってきてないけど。そういや、どこ行ったのかな。
Don't tell me we're going face to face to see the old man.
理事長、お久しぶりです。
ああ、前に都内でお会いしてから2ヶ月。いや、3ヶ月ぶりぐらいかな。
今日はまたどういった理由でいらっしゃったのですか？
自分の建てた学園に来る理由がいちいち必要なのかね。
いえ、そんなわけでは。
一体の視察のついでだよ。厄介なものを押し付けたことへの償いとして、私自身がこうして現地を訪れないことには示しがつかんからな。
Did he really build a school just to push his daughter somewhere?
そうですか。
あまり時間もない。いつも通りのルートで進めてくれ。
一応視察のコースはこちらで決めていたのですが。
いつも通りのルートで結構。別の場所を見る必要はないし、時間を割くなどもってのほかだ。
はい。
では行こうか。
なんかこう、ちょっと扱いの面倒な発電所を押し付けられた感じなのよね。ここの町にとっての学園がですか？平時だったらどうということはないんだけど、仮に何かがあった場合、住んでる人の不安感ってのはそりゃすごいと思うわよ。失礼よね、人をそんな扱いしちゃって。でもそうされるような理由、みんなにもあるじゃない。それはまあだからこそのこの視察なのよね。何も問題ないですよ、大丈夫ですよってアピールのために、時々こうして大ボスがやってきて、適当にうろうろして帰っていく。カイワレやほうれん草食べるのと同じなのよさ。
What?
だよね。 つかそうでもしないといつ学園の排斥運動とか起こってもおかしくないもん。私たちやっぱり邪魔なんでしょうか。そうじゃないって。だからこそみんな町では頑張っていい子にしてるんだし、こうやってボスが来た時もひっそりとおとなしくしてるんだから。でもまあ一番辛いのは榊さんよね、やっぱり。そうですよね。
校舎から出てきたわね。
That is a massive skirt, damn. Also, now we get an actual good shot of their entire uniform, and what the hell? That's interesting. They like... Are they wearing a white shirt, and then they like slip on the vest skirt combo? Like it's all one thing, like a dress. That's interesting, I guess. As soon as I opened the door to the rooftop, I'm met with a piercing glare. Much like the last time we met here, Sakaki is standing straight as an arrow near the edge of the roof, her hair dancing in the sea breeze. But unlike last time, there's undisguised hostility in her eyes. Yo. Holding eye contact, I answer her sharp gaze with a light greeting. She's clearly on her guard, so I stop my approach with a good distance still separating us.
前と同じ理由かしら。
What are you talking about?
ここに来た理由よ。偶然なのかどうか聞かせて。
The reason I'm here, of course, is that I'm slightly worried about a certain woman I knew would be brooding all by herself. Thanks to that meddlesome principal's unsolicited tip, I knew Sakaki's location. And having been handed that information, the idea of leaving her up here alone started to feel strangely unpleasant. Of course, if I told Sakaki the plain truth in this situation, there's no doubt she'd aggressively reject my concern. Coincidence, of course. I did hear today was a slightly special day, though. So instead, I offer up a vague mixture of lies and truth. The ball's in Sakaki's court now.
そう。ならばそっとしておいて。話しかけないでちょうだい。
Don't worry. I didn't start the conversation last time either, remember?
そうだったわね。
Sakaki breaks her sidelong glare in my direction, her gaze returning to the ground below. Since the dorm is only a 3-story building, the people below are clearly visible from our vantage point on the rooftop. Just now, the principal is leading a man in an expensive-looking dark gray suit and what seems to be his entourage in our direction. Sakaki purses her lips tightly. As the approaching figures draw closer, she pulls herself back from the edge of the roof, just far enough that she can't be seen from the ground. Her placement clearly conveys her desire to observe and her absolute rejection of being observed in return. There's a voice from below. I casually glance toward the sound. The man in the expensive suit has a fake smile plastered across his face. His laughter is utterly hollow, to the point that it's actually physically unpleasant to hear. It's the forced laugh of a person who hasn't known real amusement in a very long time. Sakaki flinches at the sound. She opens her mouth ever so slightly, takes a few small breaths, and then closes it again. Her sharp gaze is clearly focused on the man in the expensive suit. She watches the man fixedly as he struts along confidently next to the principal. It's the expression of someone sizing up an old and bitter enemy, but there's also something like sadness there. We haven't been formally introduced or anything, but it seems safe to say the man in the suit is her father, Sakaki Michiaki. Compared to the man in the pamphlet, he seems slightly scrawnier, but I'm willing to bet that's just the result of some subtle photographic retouching by his PR people. Yumiko simply stares down at him in silence. Those aren't, or shouldn't be, the eyes of someone looking at their father. That said, they're not full of murderous rage either. Her eyes are just sad. Sad and empty.
これで一通り回りましたが。
At the principal's words, the group stops just a little distance from the dormitory.
ああ、ではこれで終わりにしよう。が、その前に。
He turns to his side, fixing the principal with a cold-eyed stare.
念のために聞くが、あれはアバンと言ってるんだろう？
はい。どうしてもと。
With a single irritated grunt, the chairman turns on his heel and begins to walk off. He strides toward the front gate with his party, exuding overbearing haughtiness to the end. He doesn't look back. Sakaki stares, unblinking, at his quietly retreating figure. There's no particular emotion on her face now. She simply watches until the end. When his distant figure reaches the school building and finally passes completely from view, Sakaki drops both hands to the iron rail, leans forward, and heaves a heavy sigh. She stays that way for a long time, looking straight down at the concrete beneath her feet. The sea breeze picks up after a long interruption. Salty air rushes past us from behind. Sakaki's long hair and school uniform flap noisily in the wind. When the gust dies down, there's a moment of perfect silence.
やっぱり何も聞かないのね。
Sakaki mutters a few words to the concrete beneath her feet. There's a hint of weakness in her voice. That's right. I offer a concise reply. I'm not tactless enough to poke my nose into other people's business out of mere curiosity. I think we've been over this. I'm not going to ask you anything. But if you have something you want to talk about, I'm willing to listen. I don't know what Sakaki really wants from me right now. But I think her words pretty clearly indicate that she was hoping I'd ask her something. Of course, that doesn't mean I now have free rein to barrage her with questions. That isn't why I'm here in the first place. Why won't you see your father? Is there a reason you're in this school? What exactly do you think about Sakaki Michiaki? There are plenty of things I'm interested in knowing, but it's not like dragging the answers out of her is going to change anything. If explaining things would offer Sakaki some relief, as her classmate, I'm willing to ask those questions. But as long as I don't know that for sure, throwing my curiosity at her would exceed good-natured meddling and land solidly in the territory of outright prying.
あなたの考えはよくわかったわ。
Sorry if you find my reasoning unpleasant. This is just my personality.
不快ではないわ。少なくともこれまで私の周りにいた人間とはあなたは違うみたいね。
From Sakaki's expression, I can understand she doesn't mean that in a negative way. Her usual harsh, prickly aura of rejection seems to have softened somewhat.
私が話したいと思った時は聞いてくれるのかしら。
Like I just said, talk all you want. I'm not gonna stop you.
そうね。わかったわ。
Honestly, Yuji is doing probably the right thing here. Just be open. It's like, hey, you want to talk? I will listen. If you don't want to talk, I'm not going to pry. You tell me what you're comfortable telling me and what you want me to know. I don't need to know any more than what you're willing to tell. I might be curious, but I'm not gonna ask you just for my own sake. You'll tell me when you want to. Sakaki pushes herself away from the railing and walks across to the door.
それじゃあまた。
Oh, she actually has a smile on her face. Yeah. Sakaki's slender hand throws the door open with surprising firmness. As soon as she is inside, it closes solidly behind her. The wind picks up again, gusting strongly across the rooftop. A few stray grains of sand from the nearby beach blow into my face. Guess I'll head back myself. I'm not going to pretend to understand Sakaki right now. But if my arrival at this school, this dorm, my entrance into her life, can end up working to her advantage somehow, I think I'd like to make that happen. Simple as that. Right now, the fact that I'm living this carefree, peaceful life fills me with guilt. It's a burden I carry with me every waking moment. If I can lighten that load of self-condemnation but slightly by doing some half-ass pseudo-counselor volunteer work, and there's something in it for me as well. Of course, the way I'm thinking about this in such a calculating, mercenary way adds a whole new layer of guilt on top of it all. On second thought, I don't know if I should be counseling anyone. Slowly descending the stairs, I mutter quietly to myself. Sinking deeper into a Sunday afternoon melancholy that has nothing to do with the approaching work week, I continue my little soliloquy for some time. Oh man. That was so far something. I don't know if I want to keep going. I am kind of interested, but that was a really good place to leave off too, and I'm actually really fucking hungry. Yeah, you know what?
セーブするわ。
Yeah, I'm gonna save. Yeah, I think honestly that's actually a good place to just stop for today. I really should probably do these streams for a lot longer than 2 hours, but I just get really hungry. And in the visual novels where I have to do all the talking, somehow I'm doing more talking. Oh my god, cannot. Ugh, can't get comfy. There we go, that's better. Whew. That was pretty good so far. Now we got even more hints that there's definitely something going on between Sakaki and her dad. Clearly, she's the reason this school was built and that she's here. What exactly that reason is, we're not gonna know. When do we go to space? Take the magic mushroom and you'll go on a trip, alright. You'll see the stars. Also, hey, Brosard. Let's... Considering sending everybody off somewhere. Just not 100% sure. Or maybe just not for today. As you can tell, I'm very indecisive about what the hell to do. So, tomorrow for sure is more Fruit of Grisaia. Still no stream Friday because I am working that day. In fact, I'm working like all day. Which sucks. I'm opening and I am closing too, so hooray. Whatever, it's money. And then I would for sure be back Saturday, so long as I don't agree to pick up any other shifts. Where we'll do more Fallout New Vegas, and then I can actually go through a schedule with everybody for what I'll be doing the week after. I'm still trying to come up with ideas for what could be a subathon next month. In all honesty, I am not very creative half the time, so I am still lost on what to actually 100% do. What I could do as incentives for that, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just say, here's my goal. I'm gonna just make it a normal stream. Maybe every sub I will just do push-ups. Get use out of my freaking good old things here. I just turned every sub into one of my redeems. It's like a guarantee one. Maybe I do, or maybe turn the subathon into a tier list day. I just come with a bunch of things and rank everything and give my reasons for them. Or turn it into a mini media share day or something? I don't know. Maybe I do that. Tier list, media share, and then maybe a game. Every sub I'll do... Maybe every sub I spin a wheel on one of my, Maybe every sub I spin a wheel on one of my other redeems. Like, you can get a fact, or I'm forced to do push-ups, or everyone just gets to see the dog, or I'm forced to wear my wig or onesie for the rest of the stream. I turn my webcam off. Tier list would be neat. What would you do it on? I might do it on, like... It'll probably be a few tier lists that I could go through semi-quickly-ish. Maybe, like, character ratings, series ratings, like with Kamen Rider, Power Rangers, and Sentai or something. Or even just saying their designs, because I haven't seen a lot of other ones. Maybe something like that. Yeah, it'll fill time. Keeps me talking, and who knows, maybe get a bit of a discussion going with everybody. I still have... How long do I have? 1, 2... I still have like 3 weeks to figure this out. Probably by next week, I'll actually try to come up with finalized plans so everyone knows what to expect. At the very least, in 2 weeks' time, I'll have finalized plans set and ready for what this mini birthday subathon will be. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Yeah. Look at me being indecisive, as always. I swear to God. 1 second. I hit the wrong scene there. Well, guess who's working Saturday night now? I called that one, didn't I? So I can still stream Saturday at least. I just have to make sure I have a hard cutoff of when I am done. Just so I have time to get ready and catch the bus. So that's another shift I've picked up. Good lord, every day we're open, I seem to be there now. I mean, we're only open 3 days a week so far, but still. Meh. More money. I'll take it. I'll gladly take money. At least I know on my birthday I will not have to be worried about anyone asking if I want to work, because I booked that day off and they've already approved it. They already approved the day off for my birthday, so I am free and clear that day. Okay. Alright, they can always take back that approval? Hell nah. Nothing set in stone? Nah, not with this place. After they approve time off like that, especially this early, I'm getting the time off. That's something that is great about this company. Especially where I am now, at the arcade. Once the time off is at, they say it's approved, it's approved. Like, that is something I absolutely love about this place for sure. If once they do say, yeah, approved, yeah, there we go, I just have that time off. Usually they wait a little bit before actually 100% approving it. This is the first time they've approved something this quickly in advance, so I'm happy about that. And hey, it means, you know, again, I get my birthday off. Oh, God, my birthday. Just another reminder that I'm getting old. Yeah, I gotta slowly come to that realization that we're getting old, man. I just gotta accept it. Even though I pluck out the gray hairs I already find in my damn goatee. Which, yes, I actually do have some. I don't know how already. But whatever. Oh, I've accepted. Doesn't mean I like it. Oh, I think someone got home because my bitrate is going fucky. So, I'm gonna just end off here. While I can. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching, commenting, and lurking. I do appreciate it. Thanks again, Aura, for the bits. You never have to do that, but I do appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow with more Fruit of Grisaia. So, again, thanks everyone for watching. And I'll see you next time.